Anderson here with a video on how I am transforming my Panasonic GX85 into quite an amazing vlogging camera. Right out of the box, it's not the best for vlogging. I'm going to make another video with all these, combined together and explain the whole. I'll explain my settings and plus and minuses and all this stuff. But today in this video, I am going to show you my flip around screen modification, which goes just like that. You can see that. You can hold this thing right out here. This is how I hold it. Let's see if we get it over the camera. I always focus like this, record, boom, and as you guys can see, I can actually, what's cool about it is I can actually see myself over here, and then if I want to frame something else, like I'm framing the webcam right now, just like that, pretty cool. And you can see if you're recording, the recording light's going on. You can see if someone's photo bombing you. You can see if there's danger behind you. There's all kind of stuff that's good for that. So anyways, let me see if you guys can see that. That's how it looks. Pretty cool, right? And then it just snaps right back just like you would, like no big deal. And it seems pretty robust. I don't see any weakness unless you're going to yank it forward. Of course, then you might have a problem. The cool thing is it hits the bottom here. So there's kind of a safety net there, if you will. If it's like this, of course, you could just, I don't know, I guess you could just yank it hard and break it. But, it's, let's see if we can get a good shot of that. What it looks like there. And then, of course, it just goes up like that. I would say the bad thing is it's not straight down. So because it's not straight down, when you're looking at this, it is at an angle, and the LCD screen has a good viewing angle, but in really bright sunlight, all I could really do is, look at my composition of me in the screen, but couldn't really see the red light blinking unless I went like this and looked at it. But for most situations, it's absolutely fine for all the things I've just said. But that's the downside. If you wanted to make that come straight, the only way you could do that is, let's see if I can show you guys. See these arms right here? You would have to literally, let's see if we can see it. See that little arm? You'd have to cut those and then lengthen them with more metal and weld something. I mean, and then you see the ribbon in here. This is the ribbon for the LCD screen. I don't know if there's enough slack for that. It would be a big mess and trouble for something that I think just doing this with the tilt is completely fine. I'm happy with it. So I'm going to show you how to do this. It might seem harder than it is, but one thing you got to know that this possibly would void your warranty, I would assume. If I sent this in for service, and I don't think they probably would never notice unless they're really magnifying glass stuff. So they might not even notice unless they bent it down. Go, whoa, what happened to this? Would that void the warranty? I don't know, but I have to put the disclaimer out there. It might void your warranty, and you might screw this thing up and damage your camera, and you don't have a camera no more. So keep that in mind. So let's go into showing you the deal here. Now this is okay, let me show you what we're looking at here. Let's see if let me get your orientation right. This is how, oops, I just dirtied up the thing. Let me put the lens cap on so I don't do that. So this is how this next shot you're seeing is looking at it. Like here's all the buttons right here. Oh, actually, you got whatever. Let's just go look at it. It's going to be more confusing. But we're looking right here on this shot right here. Right here, and this shows you, this is before the modification. You can see why this isn't opening all the way up is you've got the hinge here, and then you've got on the hinge, you've got this piece of metal coming up here, and as you pull the screen forward, this whole hinge moves here. This moves and hits this stationary notch here, and this is what's preventing it from spinning anymore, because as you swing the LCD screen open, it hits that right there, and it won't go no further. So as I was investigating this, I was like, if I just Dremel this off just like that, you could see this, right here, to Dremel that off to make that round and get rid of this notch, then this should just spin all the way past around, you know, without this thing hitting the notch. It's just going to bypass the whole thing. And as you can see, I was correct on that. And what you have to do is we have to Dremel this off, and it looks like you could Dremel it off right here. As you can see, I Dremeled it. Just cut it right off with the Dremel tool. And this is another angle showing you where the black piece used to come up right here, and when you open the LCD and swing it open, it would come and boop, hit that notch. There's that angled notch. This is a stationary piece. But now since that's not there, there's nothing. As this spins, there's nothing hitting it, so it just spins all, you know, it just spins around and allows you to open it completely. So what we're going to do now is, I did this on the fly, like it was like maybe 11 o'clock at night, and I said, you know, working, trying to figure out how I can make this vlog camera better. So I was just investigating it, and I said, ooh, that might work. So I actually did this at night, didn't know it was going to work, so I didn't take pictures of my progress. Those pictures were taken actually before that one and then after, but I didn't take pictures of me opening this, but it's very simple. And I'm going to show you the service manual, which I'll leave in the description so you can, you know, view the service manual of this camera. And this is how easy this really is. There's only a few screws you need to take apart here. And this, of course, is the back of the camera. And you're going to see there's, well, let's go up to, there's 2 screws under the hot shoe. And I was perplexed, is that the word, on why this thing wasn't coming off, and that's why I searched for the service manual. But right here on the hot shoe, if you stick a small screwdriver just right down in front, like in between this little crack here, and you just pop it forward, this metal piece there's a metal piece that just comes off. It very easy. I barely pushed on it, and boop, it just came right out, which revealed 2 screws here. So so on the top there, I just stuck the screwdriver in there. Here, I got it. Let's look at this one here. You can see there's a metal plate right there, and I just stuck a screwdriver right down inside that slot and just gingerly pressed it forward, and then this whole plate just kind of slid out, and that revealed the 2 screws that you need to take out on there. And I don't know. Yeah, right here. So once you pop that out, here's this thing is the plastic little protective thing. You got to take that off, of course. And then there's the metal thing. And once you take out the metal thing, you'll see there are 2 screws there. So you need to take those screws out. Now, you're going to notice something when you're taking these screws out. I think all the screws are actually different sizes. Well, I don't think. I know they are. So you don't want to screw those up. So I didn't do this, but if you want, get a piece of paper and just, you know, like draw the back of the camera, just a rectangle, basically. That's the back of the camera. And when you take this screw out, put it on this side of the drawing and just tape it down with some masking tape. When you take the other screws out, put them in their respective places and tape them down. That way you know this one goes here, that one goes there, those 2 go there, and so forth. That way you don't mess it up, and because they're taped down, you won't lose them. So that's kind of important. So let's go back to other screws. So that's the top part. And of course you want to take out your memory card and the battery. And here's the other screws here. Well, do they show the other screw here? No. This screw here. You see this screw here? That is actually under the screen. So if you open up the screen, it's hiding right there. Let's see if you got, that's right there. You've got to take that one out. And then let's go back and forth here, and I'm just going to show you. So that's that one. And then this one, these 2, this one, and that one. And I'm going to show you where those are. So first of all, you've got, once you take that out, you can, you know, just kind of close that. And you've got 1 screw there. Get the light on it. There's 1 screw. And then you've got 4 screws down here, but it's just these top 2 because you can see where the plastic is divided as back and front. So you take those out, 1, 2, those. And then the next one is, there's 2 screws right here, but you just want to take off the back one because you can see the plastic is dividing here. So you want to make sure you take off the back one. Hopefully I'm pointing right, but you're going to get the idea. The back one. And then there's one hiding under here, which is right there. You see that one right there, and that's it. That's all the screws you have to actually take out. So it's not too hard taking that apart. Let's see what we got in the document here, and you can see right here all the different size screws. So you got to make sure you have them in the right spots. Okay, so unfortunately, you do have to take this thing apart. I don't even know if I said that. You have to take it apart to Dremel. I was going to go into that, and I went off on a rabbit trail. Unfortunately, you just can't Dremel it off from out here because the screen, I think, originally opens up about that much. Something like that. Originally opens up about that much, and you can see there's just no space. See that's the hinge right there, that little silver thing. That's the actual hinge right there, and there's no way to get a Dremel in there and do that. Even if you go like this, even if you go like that, let's see what side that's on. I mean, I don't remember what side. It's like on the other side of this. It's like underneath that. If you can do that, you're gonna probably cut up your camera and everything else. But more than likely, you're just gonna have to take. I'm seeing if I can. You can see the scratch marks on that one maybe right there. But I just couldn't get the Dremel blade in there. If you have a real small one, maybe you can. But nonetheless, you have to take the screen, this whole back part off. So now that we unscrewed those screws, I actually just got my fingers in between, the plastic here. This part actually stays on the camera. So I just kind of used my thumb and my fingernails and started prying this off. And as it pried off, it got kind of tight as if there's clips in there or double-sided tape in there or something. But after I took that out too, just in case. And after I started kind of wiggling it, it just came off. The whole back came off. And then I just put it down and just laid it on its side, as you can see in this photo, right like excuse me, right like this. This is the back piece, and now we can see the inside. The only ribbon I had to undo to give me some slack here is the screen ribbon, or they call it a flex. And in order to get this off, here's a close-up of it. There's going to be a black bar right here, as you can see. All you have to do is get your fingernail like right behind it and just pull down. That's all you got to do, or like a very small like jeweler's flathead screwdriver, and just pull it straight down, and then the ribbon will just come out very easy. And when I did that, just to let you guys know, I might have used my fingernail. I just got inside that ribbon and it just popped out and pulled down. It's kind of snappy, but not too hard, and then the ribbon would just pull down. And that's all you have to do there. And then let's see. Okay, now they're showing you on this side, like with this whole thing removed. Like if you just want to take it apart from the whole camera and you feel more comfortable doing that, then here's a ribbon here, and you do the exact same thing. You'd pull that thing down, and then the whole unit will come away from this. But I didn't want to or even have to mess with that. I just did that one because I needed the slack. When you open it, this kind of gets pulled a little bit. And now here is on this side. So this picture here is this over here. We're looking at this side here. Well, now we're looking at the same side here. And here is where the hinges are to the screen in the front. And you're going to notice on these things here, when you open it, there's going to be like gray, sticky looking clay, or I don't know what you want to call it. It's just like a gray sticky stuff over top of these. That's so these screws probably don't work their way out. So I took off the gray little sticky stuff, and I put those aside. I did put them back when I was done because you can still apply it back. But I took that little sticky thing off, that little sticky thing off, and then I just unscrewed these things. And these things are super, super tiny. So I unscrewed those little things right there, put them aside, and what that would allow you to do, I don't know if they got, this might get more in depth of other stuff. Yeah, right here. So once you unscrew those, as you can see, those are the little screws that we just unscrewed. And then the screen can come completely off. Now, I didn't take it all the way off because I didn't want to just feed this ribbon through stuff and deal with it. I just brought this enough to where, let me show you guys. when it was like this and it was kind of like in pieces, I just brought it enough to where it's kind of like right here, but I can maneuver like these hinges here. Now I can pull it away. So I just pulled it away, and that's when I just kind of dremeled. Can you see me? I just dremeled off the little things there. Of course, I had to wear spectacles because I couldn't see it, and I just dremeled it that way. And same with this side. I just kind of tilted it this way with the ribbon still attached, or the camera, I didn't pull it all the way. I didn't pull these two pieces all the way off. You can do it if you want, but I didn't want to feed stuff. So I just separated it a little bit like that, enough to get away from the body. Also, I actually taped up the body around here with, I don't know, some type of tape, for gaffer's tape. That way, if I miss with the Dremel, I don't, cut my camera up. So I kind of protected that, and I just Dremeled it off like you saw in that picture, which I'll show you again ever so slightly. And that was it. It might sound like a lot, but it was very, very simple to do. It sounds, it sounds weird, like, oh my gosh, I got to take apart the whole camera. Well, you don't really have to, but it's there. And on the back here, if you need more slack, and I know I took this off, I don't know if I needed to, but on the back here, you're going to see that there's the ribbon comes out from in the camera, and it goes through here. Now this right here is just a plate, because without this plate right here, then that ribbon would just be flopping around. It could just be gouged and tore out. So there's kind of like a plate here, and I think there's two small little screws, one right here and one right here, that will remove this plate, giving you even more slack with all of this. So I did that, and that was really easy to take apart. Let's see if there's anything else. I don't think there's much else to really say here. Let me just look. Yeah, there's not much else to say. So basically, if you didn't pull the ribbon all the way out, all you have to do is just do this in reverse, and then put that little gray sticky, screw the screws back in. Where are we? Screw the screws back into the screen. Right here, here, and there. Put that gray sticky stuff back, which is another view of it here. And your screen's secure, then all you got to do is put the ribbon back. Oh, where are we? The ribbon right here. And the ribbon just slides up, and that little tab, which is up here, just comes from here and snaps right back. And I just tugged on it a little bit, making sure it worked. And before I screwed all this stuff together, I just kind of lifted the back up a little bit like this. And then I just went ahead and popped in a battery, and then I turned it on just to make sure, let's take that, just make sure I had the screen working. Once I knew I had that working, I just went ahead and snapped everything in place and then screwed it all back together, and that is it. So sorry I don't have pictures as I go, but the diagrams kind of show you what I did. Anyways, if you have any questions, let me know. Leave some comments, and please thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. And I'm gonna, in the next coming videos, I have a plate. I have a couple more mods to show you for my vlogging camera, and I'll probably make like a final episode of all the settings I use. So anyways, Aaron J. Anderson. We'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.